Hey everybody, I'm Pagan Tech, and we're here with another session of Roundtable of Fools. Some of us are nincompoops, some of us are idiots, and tonight we have Green Bear, we have Tommy, we have Jerry Formal. Green Bear, please put your joystick away. Tonight we plan on talking about our most memorable, our first memorable exposure to the internet. And we're going to talk about our rigs tonight, our gear. Oh, my.
Yeah.
And along with our usual rambling. So drop a follow for this channel and subscribe if that function's working for you. That'll get you a chance to see when I come online and stream, as I never know when I can due to life and the dying video card that I have. And now the host of our show, Tommy. Take it away, Tommy.
Thank you very much. How's everybody doing tonight? And welcome to all the listeners on Signal to Noise, and welcome to all the people who are tuned in to Pagan Tech's stream and wherever this may find its way out onto the internet. It is currently May 20th, 2021. Hope everybody is doing well. So, Pagan Tech went into our topics, but here at the top of the show, there has been some fairly exciting news in the realm of City of Heroes. So for any of you that don't know, City of Heroes is an MMORPG, but it is superhero themed. And all of us have played City of Heroes at one time or another. Some of us way heavily, and some of us less heavily, but still big fan. That would be me. I've put in many hours, but not as many hours as the two gentlemen here. And Jerry Formal used to love to hop onto one of my characters and just run around and use his special powers to just bash bad guys in Atlas City. So, that was fun too. But anyway, Green Bear, would you like to fill us in on this exciting COH news?
Certainly. The ban was lifted on streaming it earlier this week. Very happy about that. I streamed it a couple of times. Right. The ban was in place for a couple of reasons. When I won't go into the long story behind the secret server and the game shut down and blah blah blah. What I will say is that when the whistle was blown in the game, everything was blown wide open and the game became public. A few people, me being one of them, began streaming City of Heroes on Twitch. Well, the people who run the Homecoming servers are the ones directly associated with, or most closely associated with, the actual original game. And they are in talks with NCSoft, the original owners of the game, to acquire possession of the IP. Streaming City of Heroes, or even really talking about it in certain forums, was viewed as a potential danger for interfering with those talks. NCSoft is extraordinarily particular about these things. They are a Korean-based company, and they are all business. There is no messing around with these guys. On the other side, here, Twitch, because of the odd legal status of City of Heroes Return, it was a game zombie. There were issues there as well involving legalities. So the Homecoming service said, do not stream. And to ensure you don't stream, if we catch you, you're going to lose your account and everything you put into it. Pretty much same thing on Twitch's side. They were like, if we catch you streaming, you're going to be penalized for it.
No game for you.
None. So it was best to just simply not stream at all. That ban was lifted on both sides Wednesday or Tuesday, one of the two. So yours truly has been streaming City of Heroes.
I watched part of your stream on Tuesday. Well, because we interacted a little bit. Yeah, I watched part of your stream on Tuesday. Yeah. I think I know the answer to this, but do you or do we, general we, happen to know why specifically the ban was lifted?
I do not know particulars of it. I personally am of the opinion that this is a result of some kind of talks. You see, the NCSoft, before all that happened, before all the whistleblowing and everything, back when it was just a secret server, NCSoft was aware of it. But because it was not being advertised and they were making no money off of it, they didn't say anything.
Right.
And quite frankly, at this point, the cat's been out of the bag for almost 2 years now.
Right. Yeah.
They're not going to be able to put it back in the bag.
Yeah,
And if they do try and shut it down,
Yeah.
somebody will open a new one.
Yeah, definitely. Well, now that the code base is out there and people have sort of a baseline to start their own server, I mean, you could shut one down and 2 more will pop up in its place. You know, so
Hail
yeah.
Hydra.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, cool. Well, that's exciting. So, so Green Bear will be streaming some COH. Pegatech, do you plan on streaming any COH, or should we all just hop in and let Green Bear do the streaming and us do the playing?
I'd be glad to stream as well. I think that'd be fun. I think that since we have different followers, I think that it'd be fine and probably get our name out there a little bit more if we stream out on each of our channels that we can. What do you say, Green?
I'm game for that.
Okay.
I may even fool around with Twitch because I've got a Twitch account, and I streamed when we were playing Left 4 Dead 2. I streamed a bit. You know, it was just very basic, but I did it. So maybe I'll do that too, or maybe I'll just be lazy and just let you guys do all the streaming. We actually didn't even. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So speaking of Left 4 Dead,
Yeah.
I finally saw down at GameStop, Back 4 Blood is coming.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's
Like
it's the new-
a sequel or something.
Yeah.
Or?
It's the new Left 4 Dead game. It's called Back 4 Blood.
Oh,
The
awesome.
spiritual
It was-
successor.
It was made by the studio that actually originally sort of came up with Left 4 Dead before Valve bought the rights to the game.
Ah, okay. So it's from the people who brought you the original Left 4 Dead. It's out. What's it called? Out for Blood.
Back for
Back
Blood.
4
Back-
Blood.
Back 4 Blood. all right.
B4B.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if that's going to be on Steam or if that'll be just a separate purchase or something.
Game-
Oh, I'm sure it'll be Steam.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it is Steam actually. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that'll be fun. Yeah, we'll have to do some game nights then, I guess, because
Yeah,
I'm
it's-
very excited about it.
It's on Steam, and it looks like and according to the Steam page, it's coming out on October 12th.
Oh, okay. So not
So-
too bad. Okay,
yeah.
well, right around the spooky time again. So
Yeah.
maybe get some zombie blasting in there. Awesome. All right, very
Yeah.
cool. That's pretty exciting, actually.
Looks pretty fun too. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, cool. Well, we actually didn't do any plugs yet, so why don't we just do that real quick, and then we'll launch into our internet topic. So, Pagan Tech, plug something. I know I'm saying-
Sure. Well,
You
I
gotta-
told you what to do, but I didn't tell you how to get there. I am at twitch.tv/Pagantech, Pagantek. And if you look right here, there is it's a banner that has all of our names and the spelling. It's going to remain on the screen the entire time so that you can always reference that at any time.
That is a spiffy graphic that somebody put together there.
Heck yeah. Man, that was jam up.
I'm telling you. Yeah, we can't see it, Hoser. Only only Pagan
No,
Tech can see
yes.
it.
Okay,
Right. It's in my
making
screen.
sure it wasn't
Yeah,
just me.
No, if you go to general, you can actually see it. I
Yeah.
posted a screen capture of it in general. That's actually kind of funny because we were in the
We were
midst
all-
of laughing, weren't we?
We're all laughing about something.
That'd be silly.
Oh, I
was,
think
I think it was
we
the
were
fart
laughing
box.
about
Well.
it. So Jerry Formal, first of all, congrats on your first graduation.
Oh yeah, thank you.
It's
Thank
tech
you.
school on Wednesday, so that was very exciting. I'm assuming you don't have anything to plug, but I could be wrong.
I don't.
Okay. All right.
He's just the
Well-
top hat in the corner down there.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
that's true. Well, he needs to concentrate and get through this last 5 or 6 or 7 days of school, and then you're done with it. So
Yeah.
cool. All right. Right. So Green Bear, what do you plug your thing? Plug the thing and do the stuff in the plugin and the whatnot. Plug.
Are you done?
I'm drinking coffee. I'm done.
Oh,
Do a
okay.
plug.
Hold
I'm
on.
gonna do a plug now.
Plug a day.
Okay.
Hey,
You can find me at twitch.tv/the Green Bear, or is it forward? Yeah,
Yeah. /. Yeah.
/the Green Bear or the Green Bear.
Mhm.
I've actually been really busy this past week with stream. Like we discussed already, I've begun to stream City of Heroes again.
Woohoo!
I'm quite happy
Nice.
about that.
Nice.
City of Heroes, I'm still ever streaming Warframe, my baby. I will never abandon my beloved Warframe.
Oops, sorry about that.
However, this week I've also been doing a bit of just chats. I am finally, I've been saying for years I was going to do this, and this week I finally actually began. You can see some boxes back here in my background. I have begun the long, arduous quest to catalog everything in my gaming world, everything
Collection.
that I have, everything that I own, my merchandise, my actual games, my systems, peripherals, whether it be PC, console, all of that.
He said
And-
peripherals.
Yikes.
Oh my.
Peripheral. So yeah, I began doing that, and what I was doing was it was Wednesday night. I had a just chatting stream, and I got on all of my. I realized I'm missing a lot of my games, and I'm in the process of hunting them down. But I went through the my old Atari 2600 games that I could find, and all of my Nintendo 64 games that I could find, and just went through them all and holding them up and going, "Hey, look at this! I remember playing this." Blah 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 blah. And just kind of it was a walk down memory lane for me.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
it was not. It was
That was
nice taking
fun.
people with me.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, a lot of people grew up with, playing video games. And like, just as an example, the first MMO I ever played was EverQuest. And now if you look at EverQuest today, the graphics are just, super out of date and the sound effects and everything. But that, for me anyway, is a huge nostalgia trip when I see, somebody playing EverQuest or when I see screenshots from it or all that. So yeah, definitely. It's cool that you could pull those out and say, hey, check this out, and let people sort of walk down memory lane with you, actually.
Dude, I remember the first time I saw EverQuest was when I came over one day, and Mr. Formal was still in diapers,
Yeah.
and had only been alive for maybe half a year.
Maybe.
And I was like, "What the hell's an MMORPG, whatever it is? What the hell's EverQuest?" And you sat me down and explained it to me, and it took like almost 4 minutes for the damn thing to load up and boot up, and
Yeah.
then you went in and showed me everything, and I was just, oh my god, that's so awesome.
Well, I mean, if you remember back in the day too, you remember, what were they called? The text, MUDs, multi-user dungeons. Did you ever play in any
Yeah.
MUD? Yeah,
I did.
Yep.
I always had to go to somebody's house or go to the lab at Augusta State University. Not that I went there, but I knew people that did. I could just go in there and play MUDs there because I didn't have a computer at the time. WoW and EverQuest are sort of the successor to those MUDs, so rather than seeing it all in here, you were actually seeing it on the screen. Now, again, these days, the graphics are horribly out of date, but again, for the time, it was just, mind-blowing.
Those games, those graphics are now retro.
Retro, yes, they are.
Retro.
Vintage.
And popular, too.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. And EverQuest is still going, like, 20 odd years later, because
Right?
they fired the
Yeah.
servers up in 1999 and they're still going strong. So, I mean, they must still have a subscriber base, because that's how those games survive, is on their subscriber base. But we'll just do my plug real quick, and then we will continue down memory lane here. STNradio.com is where you can find me. If anybody's listening already, you're already listening to Signal to Noise, and I appreciate it. But anybody watching Pagan Tech's stream, I would play music. There's gonna be a Tuesday show starting up. I broadcast on Wednesdays starting at 7, Fridays starting at 6. Saturdays starting at 7, and Sundays at 11 a.m. My wife runs the show, and then at 6, Jerry Formal and I do 2 hours of heavy metal. And then after, and it's called The Forge. And then after The Forge, we run this show. So it's weekends are like the big time around here. During the week, I do things like this, and I do upkeep for the station, update the webpage, and all that kind of stuff. Do graphics. There should be a graphic right in here somewhere or over here. I don't know. It depends on where I am on the screen. But anyway,
It's your upper left.
my upper left.
No,
up
your
here
upper
somewhere?
right.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
right,
was-
yeah, actually there, right there. Nope, you had it right.
Yeah,
The first
over
time.
here.
Right,
Yeah,
right
right
there.
here.
Perfect.
That banner right there. Yes. Okay. Cool.
Jerry, your other side of your screen.
Over there.
Yeah,
there
right
you
there. Yeah. That's,
Right? Yeah.
Oh,
That
Anyway,
way.
yep.
yeah, don't
Down
just love
bottom
it.
corner. The other bottom. That one. This one. Nope. That one. This. That.
The other-
Okay.
It's that.
Yeah.
Lid. Anyway, so we're going to continue down the road of nostalgia here. So I think Pagan Tech brought up this, posted this topic for this evening. And, we'll just let him kick it off then, since it was his idea. We will let him run with it for now. So it's all you, eh? Go.
All right. That's cool. Well, my first exposure, I mean, it kind of came in as a trickle because when I was in Eagle River, Alaska, we were just about ready to leave, and Ma had left. This was in '89. Ma had left to go to the Philippines for a couple months to do her programming thing, so I was there all alone, and I had the phone line and a friend's computer, and I dialed up to BBS. And that was like my intro into the whole concept of dialing into something. And it was amazing. I was like, wow, this is not information that's local. It's information that's elsewhere. But I think that my first exposure to the internet, I mean, technically, when I was at My Way Computers back in '94, my boss that I was working under, he would dial up on AOL and would search for parts for the business, and then he would call and place the order, but he would do research on the parts. There was an online catalog for the PC parts. And that was really when I realized that, BBS was a minor stop. There's a lot more things that are happening out there. So I ended up getting a black and white 640 by 480 laptop. It was a 486 SX, a 25 megahertz, and it was a 95. Had a PCMCIA 14.4 modem. I would sit at home and listen to this brand new program called Real Audio Player and stream audio. There in the crappy ass house that I lived in, but I had to downsample it to mono because the CPU couldn't handle stereos. The chip would just start dying. The laptop would fail.
In the flame.
Yeah, so I got into IRC chat rooms and Real Player, and that's really when I realized I was hooked on internet. After My Way Computers kind of shut down, I worked at Dial America as a call center, and I would resell AOL to people that had gotten rid of it in the first place.
That sounds like an awful job.
Oh, it sucked so bad. And
They're like, I don't
50% of them.
And you're like, yes, you do. Come on.
Exactly.
Sure.
So what would happen is that 50% of them they got rid of AOL because they just couldn't connect. So I would try to troubleshoot their system, and the management was like, no, you got to call, you got to make these calls, you got to do this. And so I ended up ditching that job. I just couldn't sleep at night because I was selling a shit product to people that didn't want the shit product in the first place. And I ended up getting over at support tech at Internet CSRA, and the rest was history, as they say.
History, as they say, yes. Yeah, I think that's where I might have met you when you were living in that house that you referenced earlier. But the first time I really remember you is at Internet CSRA /GlobalNet.
Yeah, but I do remember, I think that, because I remember going over to the pit a couple of times.
Mhm.
And I remember Green, I think I remember Tim there. Is that right, Green?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he lived there.
And I'm
Yeah.
pretty
was
sure
actually
I
Tim's
remember
house.
you there. Oh, it was Tim's. Oh, well, that's probably why I remember them. He has changed a lot. When I realized that that was Tim that he's with now, I was like, wait a minute, you were what? He's changed a lot. I do remember you there as well, Tommy. So that's where I remember you from. But it wasn't until after I'd been at Internet CSRA a while, and then you came on board after it was GlobalNet, that I was like, hey, well, you know, what's the small damn circles here in Augusta?
Yeah, there definitely is. Well, Green, last week we had on a friend of mine, Steven Stoll, and before we actually started up the recording, Steven and Pagan Tech realized that they had actually hung out together like way back in like 1998, and hadn't seen each other since, basically.
No, I was like, I remember you too. Man, did we? Oh shit, we shouldn't say that out loud, should we?
There's the reason why neither one of them remember or vaguely remember.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
So, Jerry, we'll put the spotlight on you next, since you're the youngest and you basically have grown up in the age of the internet.
Yeah.
But what are your? I mean, I kind of remember some incidences, but what are your earliest recollections of like being on the internet or playing on it or whatever?
Oh, probably the those early days of Minecraft servers, because I remember you had introduced me to it back in what 2009, 2010 maybe, I think.
Yeah,
Roughly around that time.
yeah.
I think. But Minecraft was all over YouTube and all the servers and everything. I think that's really my first memorable like real exposure to the internet.
And then I remember you were all into the parody, the Minecraft parody songs of which.
Dude. Yeah.
But you were all about the Minecraft parody songs for a while. And then you got into Roblox for a while, too. I know you were big about Roblox there for a long time.
Yeah, that's another one. Yeah, definitely.
And then we probably shouldn't have, but your mom and I let you cruise YouTube on occasion. So, that was the downfall. Good or bad, it's what it was, I guess. But I'm trying to remember I say Minecraft was definitely the big one for you. I mean, you were all about, well, you still are to a point, but you were about Minecraft. Like, it was Minecraft all the time. And in Roblox too, I remember you being big into. But Green. So you and I sort of started in no, I'm going to say you were probably online before I was, because I'm going to let you talk, but I'm trying to remember. So you and Dave both had Ataris, and you guys would both dial into BBSs on occasion, as I recall. Maybe Dave more so than you. I don't remember, but I know both of you did. And a lot of times if we were all hanging out, I'd be like, hey, can I use your computer? And then I'd get on and I'd hop onto the BBS and sign myself in as myself, because again, I didn't have I don't think we had a computer in the house at the time, or either my dad had weird rules about the computer, because we got our first computer in 1987. It was an IBM PS2, but it didn't have a GUI. There was no graphical interface. It was all command line, because my dad was the command line guy from like way back. So it was all, it was all I could do to like get King's Quest fired up, to play it, so, but I'm sorry, go ahead. So as far as I know, that is one of the earliest recollections of you being on the internet that I recall. And I'm sure you probably go well before that as well.
I think my first, it would have been, I was on BBSs back when I was in high school. There were a couple of Atari BBSs in the local area, but it wasn't until, and that was really primarily going through a friend's computer, but I had an account and everything. It would have been about it was late 87 when I got not to brag, but I had a 300 baud modem.
Get out.
Yes.
300 whole bauds.
And did it have the actual slots on the top where you put the cradle of the phone itself, the handset of the phone in the cradle?
No, not that one. I
Oh,
wanted
damn.
that one just because there was a cool
Okay.
aspect to it.
Oh,
There's a cool
yeah,
thing
yeah.
to that one, yeah.
But no, mine actually was about yay big. It looked like a little gray Twinkie. I mean, and a Twinkie was actually a bit
Forbidden Twinkie.
bigger than this,
What was-
but
what
it
was-
had the shape of a gray Twinkie.
Do you remember what the brand of that modem was?
That was an Atari modem.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
wow. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. That's cool.
And then later on, an Atari had a cradle modem as well. My cousin had one. Like that was the first modem I ever saw. But yeah, you're right. Dave and I were both getting on to BBSs. The first BBS that I remember being active on was a local one called After Dark, and it was an adult BBS. There were no kids were allowed, and it was to be blunt, at that time, I was desperately trying to get out of the closet and just be me. And that was one of the first places I ever met other people who were gay, and I found some people that I could talk to. So I was able to, when mom and dad were gone, or if I was at my grandmother's house, if she was already gone to bed, I found people I could chat with and try to come alive, as it were.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, the guys who ran Nighthawk was another local BBS. They were
I
Commodore.
think Nighthawk, I remember actually. Yeah.
Mhm. I was on Nighthawk, and it's a just different computer system. But After Dark was an archive BBS. Wink, wink. And I was able to acquire archive
Wink, wink.
copies of my software.
Oh,
And
cool.
that was my first introduction to that, and to downloading software and downloading content and all of that kind of thing, and like learning what
Sailing
bit
the
parity
seas.
is.
Arr.
And being as it was a 300 baud modem, it took you 6 days to download a piece of software.
Oh my God, yes. But then again, software at that time wasn't as big.
Wasn't as big. That's true. Yeah.
And, you know, I could download, like I downloaded the first alternate reality. Downloaded that, and it was an all-night affair, but I got it. But after that, I was like, fuck this, I'll just go over to your place and burn a copy of it. An archive of it.
Get an archived copy of it. Yes.
That was actually,
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
actually, that's also the time I started learning what the hackers code of the 80s.
Mhm.
Not the hackers code. Now, the hacker code of the 80s was, if you crack a game, if it's a good game, you go buy the actual game so that the companies that made the good shit keep making money and keep making the good shit.
Making good games, right?
And if it's garbage, give it to everyone. So
Yikes.
That's right.
I
That's
did.
right.
That's how it works. You know, I refuse to reward crap.
Yep, that's a good way
So
to look at it.
Yeah, yeah.
now to go more mainstream, actual internet. Oh, and I did try to run my own BBS for about 3 months when I was living at the pit.
Oh, really? Oh, I don't-
I did. It was a Transformers theme, but
Oh, cool.
3 months of me going, what the fuck
Shocking.
is that supposed to mean? So,
I imagine
now-
it's a bit of a learning curve.
oh yeah, an awful lot of writing, which I enjoy. You know that.
Yeah.
Then, as far as internet goes, I was doing my internship at 96X, which was a morning alternative rock station, or was an alternative rock station. I got my first email account while I was there.
Ooh.
Also got my first pager while I was there.
Ah.
Now, as far as my first real memorable exposure to the internet,
Mhm.
there's really two that come to mind. One was about the time that Hotmail first appeared.
Mm.
Was around the time that the first Mars rover had landed and was sending pictures of the surface of Mars. And the day that I got my first email account set up, we were watching the videos of it. The second one is it's work related, but it's not porn, but it is porn adjacent.
Okay.
Oh no.
When I first started working at my my last radio station,
Mhm.
I was there for a few weeks, of course, learning the ropes on how to do this kind of stuff solo. So my first weekend where I was going to be running alone, this is going to be 2 12-hour shifts, one on a Saturday, one on a Sunday. I was told by the staff, we know the nature of the job. It gets boring. You get tired. You're in here for a long time. We get it. Go wherever you want on the internet. Just cover your tracks and don't make anybody else have to look at what you've been looking at.
Clear your
Oh, my.
history.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So, my very first weekend, I'm there alone, and I don't know if I should really say the name of what was at the top of the favorites list
Oh.
in the browser.
Oh dear.
Let's just say it would probably be cause for investigation these
Ooh.
days.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
oh.
good.
Yes.
Oh, geez.
And now there are a couple of bear social sites that I frequent and that I still do. I've met some amazing people over the years and some legitimate friends. And I looked at what was at the top of the favorites list and went, I'm not going to have any problem here.
Yeah.
No one's going to care about me looking and going where I'm going.
No.
Yeah.
If
No,
that's
no.
not a problem, I'm not a problem either.
Yeah. Free and clear. Free.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah. So the lesson here is always clear your history when you're on a shared computer. That's why I don't
Yeah.
like sharing computers. I mean, not that I have
Nope.
anything what's the word? Not that I have anything unsavory on my computer. Patty and I share a computer, so I guess I shouldn't say I don't like sharing a computer. Patty and I share this computer, and it's fine. But yeah, if you are in a work situation and you have a shared computer, clear your history just to make everybody a lot more comfortable. It's just a good rule.
Even not a shared computer on your work computer. Work.
Well, yeah.
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 It's supposed to be for work. Yes, that's
Yeah.
a good point. That's a good point.
Well,
too.
we had now in the studio, we had, and of course, we're talking early 2000s, late
Yeah.
90s. We had our NOAA computer. We had our internet computer, and of course, we had our in-studio computer for like typing and programming and all that kind of stuff. But the other computer was specifically for internet use and exploration, because that was still a thing. That was still becoming a thing at that time. This is before YouTube and all of that. But
And you could pull news and stuff off of them too, though. I mean,
yes,
for legitimate purposes. So yeah.
this is where I first started watching stupid videos. Stupid videos.
Yeah.
If you remember any of that,
Remember those now.
the
Might have to-
precursor to YouTube.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, the first
E-bombs world and stuff.
E-bombs world.
Yes.
Yeah.
1980. Well, my dad. First of all, let me go back another step. My dad was a mainframe guy for years and years, so I was kind of exposed to computers from an early age. Remember like the punch card machines? You'd run the punch cards. He worked on, and that was his thing. He worked on those. But anyway, so in 1987, and I can't even imagine how much money he laid out for this computer. We got an IBM PS2. We got the obviously the CPU. We got a monitor. We got a printer. We got a modem. I think it was probably a 300 baud modem. It was I don't know if it was US Robotics, but it was about this size, and it had the three prongs for the plug on the back of it. So you'd plug the whole thing directly into the wall and then run your phone lines into it and then out of the modem into the computer. And I can't even imagine because it had a 60 megabyte hard drive. Ooh.
What?
Yeah, and he's like,
Wow.
we'll never use all this space. And now, honestly, I don't think we ever did on the computer. Now, I will tell you, the keyboard that came with this computer, it was one of those old school IBM clicky keyboards. That thing
yes.
lasted, and the printer itself, I bet that damn keyboard lasted for 20 years. I mean,
Well, they're
it's
so heavy you could hit somebody and give them a concussion.
I mean, it would have survived a nuclear assault. I mean, the thing was just solid, and that printer, it was a dot matrix printer. But I bet I used that for probably 20 years. I mean, that thing just wouldn't die. I was like, I really like the new printer. Oh, this one hasn't died yet. I guess I'll just keep using that. But anyway, do you guys remember the service Prodigy? I think it was called.
Yep.
It was one of those online, almost like AOL. We had Prodigy, and we had subscribed to Prodigy. And I remember sitting, staring at the computer screen, watching basketball scores click up because my dad was a big basketball fan. And down there, we didn't see a lot of the Boston Celtics playing basketball, but we could watch this. We could watch the scores, keep up with the scores on Prodigy. So we would do that on occasion. But then, I moved out of the house. I didn't have a computer. I would go to either Green Bears or I would go to Dave's, and I would scavenge computer use from them, hop it onto the BBSs, and so that was pretty fun. But then I remember there was a short-lived, like a gaming and collectibles store in one of the plazas in North Augusta. And naturally, being the geek I am, I would frequent it as much as I could. This was at about the time when Magic the Gathering started to get real big. So I was down there a lot looking for cards and stuff. But anyway, one of the guys that worked there who was a real, let's call him a douchebag. He was not my favorite person. But anyway, I remember anyway, he had all these acolytes that would like flock about him and ask us because he thought he was king shit because he worked at the comic book store or whatever. But anyway, I remember distinctly somebody going, "Hey, are you going to get on and surf the web tonight?" And he's like, "Oh, I don't know. I might. I haven't decided yet, blah, blah, blah." And I was like, well, what the hell is that all about? And it was relatively soon after that. I remember I was working at a radio station. I don't remember which one, but there were some old computers in the back, like some of the salesmen had like gotten rid of or didn't want anymore. And there were just like carcasses sitting in the back of in the back of the station. And I talked to the manager. I was like, "What are you guys doing with all these old computers?" He's like, "Well, he said, we're eventually going to chuck them out." He's like, they're old and, they work, but they're just old. And, he's like, we just don't really need them anymore. I was like, well, can I take a couple of them home and tinker with them? He's like, yeah, sure. So I took a couple of old, I don't even remember. They were probably 286s. I mean, they were nothing to write home about. But that's how I started learning how to work on and build and rebuild computers. I basically cobbled one good computer. Well, good is a relative term, but I mean, I cobbled one working computer together out of two, either semi-working or not working computers. So a good friend of mine and I, he knew what he was doing, and he was like, I will help you. I'm not going to do it for you. He said, but I'll help you. So when I was plugging something in backwards, he's like, nope, that's backwards. Match the stripe up with this and that, and went through that. And I mean, that's how I learned. But once I built that computer had Windows 3.1 on it, either 3.1 or 3.11, I can't remember. Got a copy of AOL, because back then they were dropping fucking AOL discs out of planes, and then you couldn't go to a store without a pile of free AOL discs sitting around. Yeah, it was ridiculous, but. I mean, they would literally send these things. You guys got to remember, they would send AOL discs in the mail like once or twice a week. It seems like I would get an AOL disc in the mail. It was ridiculous. I mean, I used them as coasters. We would make mobiles out of them so the sun would catch them. I mean, it was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. But anyway, and
chuck them in the microwave.
See what happens.
It's art.
It is.
But so that was kind of my first, well, I guess there's been debate over the years. Does AOL, and we can actually talk about this, do you consider AOL to be a part of the internet? I always was of the impression that it was of the internet, but not on the internet. I mean, obviously, the AOL servers had to connect to the internet at large to send email and to grab basketball scores or whatever AOL stuff you did on there. I don't even remember, to be honest. But although I just never really considered it to be, you know, when you talk about, you know, oh, I'm getting on the internet, you don't generally think AOL as being part of that. But I mean, what do you guys think?
I think AOL was a portal. I think you definitely had a internet in AOL. AOL had its wrapper, the AOL software, but as far as
didn't it? It had like its own sort of browser, right?
Yeah, and
like to the internet, click here or something, and it would
yeah, and its own mail client and everything. It was all wrapped into the wrapper. But when you started getting out of the AOL network, that was 100% internet.
Okay.
That was one of the things I would train people at My Way Computers was like, okay, you're used to AOL. You don't have to use AOL. Everything that you could do there, you could do with this software and this software and this software and this software.
Now that you mention that, when I was working for, there was a company called Internet Effects, EFX, Internet Effects. That was my first like internet, my own internet account was with Internet Effects, and I ended up working for them actually. But I held a basic internet class, like, you know, a couple times, you know, once every couple weeks or whatever. People would come in, and you know, it's like you said, you know, you don't need AOL to get on the internet at large. You can establish your connection and then open a browser, and you're there. Well, how do I get email? Well, you click on what was the remember the Microsoft
Outlook Express?
Yes, Outlook Express. I love Outlook Express. I don't know about you guys. I loved Outlook Express back in the day. It was so easy to use. Oh man. Anyway,
small and stupid, and it worked.
Yeah, it worked exactly. But they're like, well, how about, you know, well, you open up internet. What is it again?
Outlook Express.
Oh, Outlook Express. You open up Outlook Express, and there's your email.
Internet Explorer, a Netscape, Outlook Express, an IRC client like MIRC. That was your chat.
Yeah, I used MIRC as a matter of fact, Patty K and I went to a concert because I was in an MIRC chat channel, or whatever I think they call them chat channels. It was talking about the Beatles. And they're like, oh, this awesome Beatles cover band is going to be playing in North Carolina somewhere. And I'm like, oh, I bet Patty would like to go to that. And so I, you know, looked them up and all that stuff. But MIRC. Oh, dude, I spent hours and hours and days and weeks, and millenniums on MIRC. Yeah, that was IRC chat was fun. But yeah, Internet Effects was my first real sort of. Outside of AOL was my first real sort of internet exposure. You know, and it was, of course, it was dial-in. Oh, I think I've told you guys this. I work with a guy who's 23, and I mentioned dial-up, and he's like, what? I was like, he's never had to dial into the internet before. It's always just been, you know, oh, look, there's a computer and it's connected to the world, you know. Yeah. It wasn't always like that. But I had a question come into my mind, and it's just gone because because it is. So anyway, exactly. Like, oh look, there's a thought. Damn it. Oh well. Well, cool. Yeah. So, Netscape was the other big browser back then. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's
Netscape Navigator with the big shift wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And remember when one of their updates, they had the end, and then they had like the little like comet going across the end, you know, for its animation while it was loading and stuff. Yeah. That was and that actually, that whole project turned into Firefox, right? Is that the same? Is that
Mozilla?
Mozilla, yeah. Mozilla's Firefox, though, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought so. And the latest, I mean, Internet Explorer, let's be perfectly honest, has never been a great browser. But their latest version of Edge is not bad. I mean, I use Google as a general rule, or Chrome. But the latest
I have some info about that.
Oh, do you? Well, expound upon it.
Yeah, the classic Edge that came with Windows, I think it was 8 was the first one that had Edge attached to it. It was their attempt to make the internet simple and speedy because they knew Internet Explorer was garbage. So they said, we're going to make this browser. It's going to be fast. It's going to be streamlined. It's going to be speedy. Unfortunately, it also didn't subscribe to any standards and barely worked. So they crippled it along and had it in Windows 10. They said, well, we'll try it again. And really nobody liked it. The best thing for Edge was to download another browser. Chrome, something like that. That was Edge's first, the biggest search query out of Edge was Chrome. Download Chrome. Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
But here recently, Microsoft has kind of opened its eyes. There's a lot of things that Microsoft has done wrong, but recently there's a lot of things that they're starting to do right. This is one of them. They actually helped the open source Chromium project, which is what builds Google Chrome, and they fund it, they help fund it. It's still 100% open source. It's still, the code is available for anybody to browse, to look at, to help. And the new Edge is actually built on the Chromium engine.
Oh, okay.
It works as well. Actually, it works a little better than Chrome. Chrome is now the new Internet Explorer because it's bloated. It takes a lot of time to load. There's a lot of stuff. The new Edge, which we call Edgium because it's based on the Chromium engine. Edgium is now fast, sleek, thin, and compliant. It runs on standards.
All right. Well, I may have to give it another try then, because like I said, I've been using Google Chrome for so long. It's just, you just get used to it. You see it there, you double click on it, and you're off and running. But you're right. It has become, sadly, it has become very bloated lately. Not even lately. I mean, it's been bloated for a while, to be perfectly honest. So like alternative browsers, I've tried alternative browsers before, and like Opera, it's all right. What's the one that, Safari that comes with,
Apple's.
iOS. Yeah. That's, again, they're not terrible or anything, but pass, right. Exactly. Jerry, what do you normally use for what's your daily driver as far as your browser goes?
Usually Chrome,
yeah,
as with everyone else, but I will load up Firefox every now and again just because I can. It's there.
Yeah, no, Firefox has never been the best, and it's never been the worst. It's just sort of mid-level, does what it needs to do, I guess,
I've used a majority of, like, the main-ish browsers, though, because back in, like, elementary school, they had, like, those really crappy, like, Mac computers, Apple whatever, and they had Safari on them, and, well...
So bad.
It was terrible back then, and it's not gotten much better now. So
I try to avoid Apple products at all costs if I can.
Yeah.
I think the only Apple product I've ever owned and used with any regularity is an iPod, and I've got it. It's around here somewhere. I see it over there. It's an old school with the click wheel at the bottom and the monochrome screen, not even the color screen, but the monochrome screen. So, but other than that, I've never actually owned like a iMac or a MacBook Pro or anything. And every now and then I have to work on them or look at them at whatever job I'm working at. And it's probably because I'm so used to the Windows ecosystem. I just was like, oh, how do I add a printer? I don't know. I got to go digging around. I got to dig my way through all these icons that I don't recognize. And then it doesn't act anything like Windows does, which is, part of the point, I guess. But it's maddening trying to do that. But anyway, Green, what do you use sort of as your daily driver for your browser?
I use Chrome.
Yeah.
I've used Chrome since I first learned about it. The only time I've ever had a need to use anything else besides Chrome was I had to go to Internet Explorer to open up an account for something that just did not want to use input from Chrome.
There are pages out there that are just happier going through Internet Explorer, for example, or happier going through Chrome, for example. And I can only assume it's the way they were coded / built, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I run across that, like for example, with this help desk software that we use at work, it only works like it's supposed to work under Internet Explorer, not Edge, mind you, but Internet Explorer. So I was like, why is Internet Explorer still on here? Well, I'm like, oh, criminy, really? All right. I mean, that's literally all we use it for is just the help desk. But it's like, why don't we bring the help desk software up into the 20th century? But hey, that's not my circus, not my monkeys. Anyway, Pagan Tech,
Not my pig, not my farm.
Yeah, exactly. What's your browser of choice? Is it also Chrome?
No, it's Edge.
Edge. Okay. All right.
What? Edgeium. Excuse me, Edgeium. Once Edge switched over to the Chromium engine, I got into the dev channel, and when they were just talking about, hey, we're gonna update Edge, and we're thinking about basing it off of the Chromium engine. Anybody out there want to get in the dev channel? I was like, yes, please get me off of this shit right here. Anything but their current Edge, and I never look back. To me, it's faster than Chrome, but as compliant as Chrome. It doesn't have the bloat that Chrome does. It's just one of those things and they keep developing for it. They have a new feature now where the tabs that you have across the top of your page, you can move them to the side of your page.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's something silly and stupid, but it's something new. They're trying new things, and I think that's pretty neat.
That is, I mean, that's always the sign of a healthy piece of software is when they're, they don't stagnate. They're trying, they're at least trying to do something a little new and different. That's actually really cool.
Innovation is your friend.
Yeah, definitely. Yep. For sure. Yeah. The only reason I'm sticking with Chrome right now is because I've got like 57 bajillion bookmarks in there, and I use it extensively for signal to noise. Like, when I, for GoDaddy, like when I update the page, all that stuff's in there. And like when I need to order stickers or business cards or something, all that stuff is in there. So I guess I could probably, I'm assuming there's a process to import,
I believe so. Yeah.
Favorite
out of Chrome into Edge.
Edge, yeah. I may have to look into that because when you look at your processes, and this is kind of getting a little nerdy for some people probably, but when you look at your processes and you see Chrome, you're like, why are there like 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 processes running? It's one browser, it's ridiculous.
Well, Edge does the same thing. They're spawning off the different tabs and sub processes into their own process, so that if one dies, it doesn't kill all of the rest.
Everything. Okay, well, that makes sense, I suppose. All right, cool. Well, I think this is probably a good time for a break. Yeah, everybody up for a 10-15 minute break, Aroni here?
Well, let me go order dinner.
Oh, yes. Food is good. All right. Well, let's take a break and reconvene in 10-15 minutes. We good?
Sound good to me?
Good.
Yeah.
All right. And we are out.
Completely different.
No! Woo-hoo!
Oh, groovy, baby. Yeah.
What? Where'd that come from?
There's a guy named JonTron on YouTube.
Oh.
And in one of his older videos, that's what he does in his videos is hard to explain, but he watches like these older programs and stuff and just like makes jokes out of it.
Oh, okay.
Don't
you have to be stupid somewhere else?
Not until 4.
Oh, no, musty.
was his own soundboard.
The who, the her, the her.
The fuck did I just walk in on?
Farting.
Clearly.
What was? Is that the shift into second gear one?
Yeah.
And that's what we're coming back to from break from, everybody.
All right, so are we back actually?
Yeah, we are. We're back. Thanks for joining us. I'm so stoked that you could join us as well. We've had a successful break, as you could hear, and I hope that you have. So let's get into this, Tommy.
All right.
For what it's worth, I just ordered my dinner and almost $30 worth of food. So I think I'm going to be eating dinner tonight and lunch tomorrow.
You know what? It's funny.
What was that?
That wasn't me.
Wow.
Damn, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, so whenever we order Chinese food from our local place, we get at least 2 meals out of it, if not like 2 meals and then another, like a snack the next day or something. I mean, it's amazing the amount of food they give you. Our place is called New China House. Not sponsored. Anyway,
But we're open to. We're open for sponsorship.
exactly. So welcome back, everybody. Hope everybody is still doing well, and even through the barrage of fart noises, I hope everybody has decided to hang out there and stick in there with us. We're just having fun with our some of our new gear, new technology, and of course, you pay all that money. What do you do with it? You
make fart noises.
Of course,
Fart
yeah,
noises.
duh.
I gotta.
You've got to. That's right. But anyway, so that kind of segues us right into our second segment, which is, as Pagan Tech said earlier, we're talking about our rigs. Because Green Bear has gotten some new technology hooked up there, or new to him, or got it to where he wants it, and then by extension, Pagan Tech has MacGyvered himself together a pretty awesome rig actually for his mic. I've gotten a couple new pieces here, and I was reading online the other day. So Jerry Formal, I'll start out with this. Jerry Formal is using now. Before we get into any of this, let us just make it's not a joke. None of this is sponsored. All this stuff we've paid for with our own money. So it's not like we've been sent all this free stuff and we're supposed to speak highly of it. So none of this is sponsored. So having said that, I was reading on the internet the other day that the Toner TC30, which is what Jerry Formal is using now, which is what I started out with using it for the radio station.
Get a little.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That is
yeah.
It comes with a little windscreen,
Yeah.
and I mean, it's just it's a USB mic. You just plug it right in. Windows picks up on it immediately. It's a very highly reviewed mic, and it actually people love it. I mean, and it's like. It's anywhere from $15 to $30, depending on what you get with it, and if you catch it on sale or whatever. But Jerry, I mean, I think it sounds great. I mean,
I've not had any problems or complaints about it. So
Sounds
the
good on our end.
yeah,
That's
it sounds
good, yeah.
actually. The setup I was using previously, there was something in. I don't know if it was the virtual mixer I was using or what, but it just didn't like the toner. I changed something and it just didn't like it. So I set it aside, and Jerry came down one day. He's like, hey, can I use that? It's like, yeah, sure. And it's worked perfect for him ever since. So and I was reading online, somebody was just raving about this because, with COVID, everybody started working from home. So everybody wanted to, be sure that they communicated well over Skype and over Zoom or whatever it was they were using for their, conferencing. And this guy was just raving about this microphone. I'm like, hey, I know that microphone. Jerry Formal uses it, and it's a great sounding little mic. So it's one of those deals where you don't have to spend a ton of money to up your, I don't want to say up your game, but I mean, essentially, improve upon your situation. Like if you're going to be on Discord all the time, or if you're going to be taking Teams meetings or something like that, put out $15 to $30 for a Tonor TC30, I think it is. And it comes with a little windscreen that pops on there. And it's awesome. I mean, I think Jerry, I think you're happy with it, right? I know you're having your sandwich there, but
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's great.
Yummy sandwich.
yes, sandwich, good.
Sandwich is tasty.
Sandwich, yes.
Very much. Yes.
So Green, tell us, first of all, let's go back in time. Tell us the story of diddle-oo. Oh, wait. I've got something for that. No. Tell us the story of breaking the other mic / stand that Pagan Tech eventually inherited, and then bring us up to date of what's going on now.
A couple years ago, when I was living at the old place, I was using an antique desk, and I had so much clutter. It was not. This was an antique writing desk. It wasn't really meant for computers or anything else.
Yeah.
It was one of those things that when you were not using it, everything just kind of folded in and folded down, and the drawers pushed in. It did not take up a lot of space. So when you did open everything and pull the top back, there was a shelf where my originally I was using a flat screen TV, and it fit perfectly on there. Then, of course, later on, I got an actual monitor that worked beautifully. Excuse me. I did not have a lot of room on this desk to begin with. And then after a couple of years of adding speakers, and then I got a speed pad, this beauty right here, I love it.
I do too.
Adding those things in there, I had less and less and less space. So
You had more and more equipment. You had the same amount of space. You just had more equipment.
correct. The available real estate was dwindling.
Right.
So I started looking around at microphones. I finally started to actually stream, and I just did not have room for a microphone. I was using the microphone built into this bad boy right here. Well, the previous webcam. So I started looking at different mics. Got a Blue Yeti. But I still kept looking around. I just didn't have room. I had a small space on the actual desktop itself. And once I put the microphone there, it didn't really help because it was picking up everything, any kind of tap, kind of like if you're wearing headphones, you don't like tapping on that because it's very loud.
Mm-hmm.
Like a tapping on a doctor's stethoscope. How's it going, doctor? Blow his eardrums out.
Yeah.
Well, the microphone, whether it be on the headset, on the microphone, or on the webcam, and I tried everything I could, all three kept picking up keystrokes on the keyboard like I was just pounding it with thimbles on each of my fingers, just loud and clacky and unpleasant. So I figured, okay, the microphone's picking up sound through the desk. I can't get past that. So the only thing I can do is get a microphone that's not going to be on the desk or so close it's going to pick up everything. So I started looking at boom mics. And the first one I got, which was a great size, but it wasn't a great fit because the desk itself, because it was being antique, it didn't have enough of a lip for the base mount to grab on.
Grab onto, yeah.
It worked perfectly. I didn't have any problem with it picking up keyboard sounds or anything else. It just didn't. I just had to put the mic someplace and not bother it.
Not touch it.
Let it stay there. So, time advances. I ended up moving here, where I am now, And I don't have a desk, but I've got this, or I didn't have a desk, but I had one of those pop-up card tables like you can get from Walmart.
Mhm.
And that's what I was using, and it worked great for the first several months. But when I tried to attach the base of the boom to it, you know how if you were to do a side cut of one of those tables, you've got the tabletop, and then it kind of bends over the edge a little bit.
Mhm.
Okay, so here's the top of the desk. Now you know what you've got with the mic stand. You've got the little L-shaped thing like this, and the little screwball thing
Yeah.
that you screw, and it kind of tightens right here.
A little flat thing in it, and it goes and presses up under whatever. Yeah.
Yes. So I unscrewed the little paper plate looking thing all the way down as far as I can, and I still have to wiggle it to get it under the lip of the table.
Mhm.
And just trying to do that, the paper plate snapped.
Oh, jeez.
It didn't just snap, it took off the tip of the screw with it.
Dang.
So that pissed me off. Duh. So
Smash.
right? That's not an inexpensive little device.
Right.
I mean, the whole setup, it came with a Blue Yeti and the boom.
Yeah.
So I tried, I finally sort of kind of got it to work. And after a day, I reached up to just barely, I breathed on it.
Yeah.
And the assembly just didn't want to do shit. Well, the microphone, the shock jock, the Howard Stern of the
Wow.
device,
Jeez.
the mount that holds it broke,
Oh, Jesus.
and I just couldn't find shit.
Okay.
So it started to fall apart, and I tried to make it work, and I got frustrated, said, fuck it, I'm done. And that's when I went and got I found this particular Blue Yeti with a table stand, and I was using it. And it was nice, but I couldn't keep it close enough to my fat mouth. So it was inconsistent with sound.
Well, plus, if you're like me, generally right in front of you, you're going to have your keyboard. And I don't like typing around things. I just can't do it. So yeah, not convenient. Yeah.
No. So I've spent the past just a little over a year using this tabletop microphone.
Mhm.
And then when I moved into this new room, I was in a different room. When I moved into this room, of course, I've got an actual desk.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, that one. Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, hang on. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're familiar with this desk,
I am. Yes.
but I didn't have a boom.
Mhm.
And I started getting frustrated with the sound quality of this microphone because I couldn't keep it close enough. And I ended up getting this headset for Christmas.
Yeah.
Just because I needed a nice headset. Well, you remember how this microphone sounded the first couple of podcasts that we did like this. You remember how it sounded? It's a good mic, but it still sounds.
It sounds like a headset mic. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but it sounds like a headset mic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now I have a good microphone again.
Nice.
Yes.
And it
So-
sounds fantastic.
It does. Yeah. Is
Thank
it USB? It's a USB mic, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
And so I coerced this guy or that guy,
That guy. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy.
Okay.
Mhm.
My screen anyway.
coerced this guy
Right.
with promises of popcorn and punch and pie and tonkatsu ramen.
Yeah. Right.
And he came over one day, and we went online and we looked at all kinds of different booms. And I ordered another shock mount. I ordered another boom. This one's kind of small. It's kind of strange, but it works.
Hey, it seems to work.
Ooh.
I mean,
Yeah.
holding the mic up and then holding it where it needs to be. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I can just do this and go, how's it going, eh?
it's going to beauty.
Nice and clear.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, you worked in radio as well as I did, so you know good mics from bad, basically. And I never considered the Blue Yetis or whatever they call them, to be bad mics. I just didn't really know anything about them. But hearing you on that one and hearing Peg and Tech on I think it's the same mic, right?
Yeah,
The
same mic, yeah.
operator?
Yep.
They sound fantastic, to be perfectly honest. I mean, I don't, the ones that I think that are weird, they're called, they're called snowballs. They're this there's like a round thing on a stick, basically. I don't know how those sound, to be perfectly honest, but they just look weird to me. Coming from, plus I did sound and whatnot at the Imperial Theater for 10 years as well. So I mean, maybe those things sound terrific. I don't know, but they just look too weird for me to
They
bother.
do look odd. I agree. That was actually a factor that kind of. I'm very visual with my environment. I mean, Pig Tech can tell you, I've got like RGB speakers and an RGB mic stand and an RGB stand to hold my headset on. I love all that kind of stuff.
Right,
RGB
right.
headset.
Well, I mean, when you're on camera and when you're doing these sort of things that we're doing, I mean, the aesthetic is part of it, honestly. I mean, yeah, you want to sound good and you want to look good, but part of looking good is having equipment that doesn't look weird or, whatever.
And that you enjoy.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Pig and Tech came over. We got everything set up. Took a little while to do wires and routing, climbing in and out from under the desk and above the desk and hanging from the ceiling and bungee jumping down to get behind the desk and in the corner and get stuff taken care of there. And
Yeah. Oh, I remember. So is that desk on the same wall as it was when I was there?
No.
It's on the
the window is directly behind me.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. All right, so you moved it to the opposite wall then.
Yes, we've actually got the two desks here together forming a corner in the corner.
Yeah, L shape. Very cool. So then, Peg and Tech, you actually inherited the other Blue Yeti mic and the remains of the other stand. Or the other boat?
Well, there was no coercion to come over there because I absolutely love going over there and just hanging out and poking electronics because that's my jam. But yeah, I ended up with all the pieces, parts, and after the fight that Green had with the Yeti caster kit, and after it disintegrated on it, well, now I'm blessed with an amazing mic, and I jury rigged some pretty jank ass shit here. So first thing, in order to keep it from just wandering around on its stand, I used a magic eraser and a little piece of it that I cut a hole in, and now that's keeping it from migrating. You kind of see it in the ghost. The AI does not know what to make of this thing. It says, I am not keeping that in the picture. So half a tube of JB Weld.
And that was to fix the ripped metal on the boom arm, I'm assuming?
Yep. A package of wing nuts, and there's another bolt that's in there that I had to scavenge. And bottle caps. This was the first bottle cap, but I got it offset a little bit, as you can kind of see. So now I have a different bottle cap that's holding it together.
I understand now, because before I was like, what the fuck did he use a bottle cap for? But now after hearing Green's side of it, that took the place of the little paper plate looking thing underneath as part of the clamp, right? And that's what that smashes up against the desk. Okay. All right.
And that's why you can see the divot in it is the bolt, broken bolt that he was talking about is where it pressed in.
Gotcha. So, okay, but you guys both are using essentially the exact same mic. They're both Blue Yeti.
Yeah.
All right.
And when Green upgraded his camera to the one that he has now, it's absolute marvelous camera, so clear.
Is it a check?
No,
which
this
one?
is a Brio.
Yeah, the Brio.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, real nice. Okay, yeah.
We discussed it, and I ended up receiving this Logitech C920. I think.
That's a nice one too,
and
though.
it's wonderful. And then as far as the lights go, the boy child went to Walmart and spent $20 on Walmart special $20 LED strip. You know, the kind that's taped to the wall.
Yeah.
And
It worked.
it technically does, but not for him because he said, that's too dark. I want something brighter. So he got some other ones, and these got relegated to a drawer. Well, I was scavenging around and I found it. So I've taped it up. Prop number 4. I've taped it up to your desk, Tommy. This is your desk. What? You gave this when you left this area. You said, I got this desk if you want to come get it.
Oh, okay. It's the dark
Big
colored desk,
beast
right?
blue. Yeah. So now it's taped up there, and I can hit this button.
Ooh. Oh, cool. Yeah.
That's big.
That's right. It's a full party on over here.
Epilepsy mode.
That's
So let's go. Let's do round table. we'll start with Jerry Formal. Jerry Formal used to have, he still got him, they're just as a backup now. Corsair wireless headset. I think it was Bluetooth or whatever. So what have you, because you ordered it off of Amazon, what sort of headset do you have now?
This is the Razer Kraken, actually. I found this on Amazon. And there is a version with the cat ears on them, but that was like $100-something, like just more expensive. But instead I found them with these as like a separate attachment for like, $80. So I figured that's a lot cheaper getting them separate than together. So
And that headset does have a built-in mic as well, but you have it retracted since you're using the toner, obviously.
yes, yeah, I think it
Slide right. Oh, that's super cool. All right.
yeah. So
Green, what sort of headset are you sporting now?
This is a Razer Nari Ultimate. Yeah, it's a Razer Nari Ultimate.
Cool.
4.
And so you as well have moved away from the built-in mic to obviously the Yeti. Now, is the mic on that one, is it detachable or does it detract, or is it
It
is it like is it like Jerry's? It just slides in and out. Okay, yeah, same kind of deal. Okay, well, those are both Razer, so I guess that stands to reason.
yeah, but I've got a fancy little red light on the tip.
Oh, I see. Yes.
Oh,
yes.
wow.
But my headset's green and yours isn't. So
He does have.
Oh,
That is a good point.
whips that out. He's like, wait, I got one of these.
Although I do have lineup green.
that's true.
Ooh,
Yeah, well,
oh.
that's the Razer logo. Is because
Yeah,
mine's
it is.
green right now, but oh geez, I just spilled stuff.
Oh, no.
Oh
Look
no,
out for that.
Yeah, no kidding. Jeez. All
don't do
right,
that.
you guys continue to conversate. I need to clean up. I'll be right back.
Clean it up, you messy individual, you.
So I got a question. Actually, I have a totally other blue. I've got a VR question for you, Mr. Pagan Tech.
Yeah, go for it.
See, what are some decent price ranges on HOTAP setups?
Oh gosh, well, right now we're kind of in a HOTAP. You're talking about HOTAS, right?
Yes, I'm sorry. HOTAP.
Hands on stick and throttle. I'm sitting there going, Egyptian gods. I don't think you can get those on eBay.
Shut up, man! Don't make fun of me.
HOTAS. So when Microsoft Flight Simulator got released, suddenly there was a shortage of HOTAS on the market. They became very rare. And their stock is starting to come back. Nowhere near as rare as a video card, to be sure, but they did jack up the prices a little bit. For a really, let's say, medium quality, not like Warthog level, which is a $400 system, or the entry-level Thrustmaster, which is like $90, you're looking at about $170 to $200.
What about something simple for, like, say, of course, when it comes to the flight sims, they fascinate me. I love them. They overwhelm me. It's just so out of my league of gaming. Something simple like what you would use for like Star Wars Squadrons. I think that's the new one.
Probably the Thrustmaster. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but it's the one. It's Thrustmaster. As a matter of fact, I might even have one extra. I've got one extra. I can get that to you. You can try it, and
Okay.
if you like it, then you can pursue that further if you want.
I pre-ordered
Okay.
Squadrons. I need to figure out how to play it in VR.
Yes. Oh, speaking of which, Jerry, I went on and bit the bullet and pulled the trigger. I now am a proud owner of Demio.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's that VR like,
Like
Dungeons and
miniatures,
Dragons?
tabletop miniatures.
Yeah.
yeah, that's what it is, yeah. Mhm.
That's a fun game. I've played it a few times already.
I need to look into that, yeah, because that does look pretty fun.
I've never
because
been
the
a
whole
big
VR is
tabletop
what made me think
person.
about it.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't there a new incarnation of Descent? Came out a few years ago, I think.
believe that there is. I would have to actually dig into my research on that because yeah, Descent was one of the ones that you and I just had a ball on because
fucking
you know
love
it's
that
one of
so
those
much.
games that there is no up or down. It is what you make it.
Yeah, it's a completely 360 maze environment, like the inside of a gerbil maze.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Interesting.
But you're in a ship, so your up and down is wherever you want it to be, and you just rotate your ship to where you want it to be. I remember seeing something that was both touted as, oh, it's Descent like. Also, I believe that there was one that was by the makers of Descent with the same flavor. I have to dig into that one because that was, it's in my brain, but I can't pull it out off the top of my head. And I'm not going to go
I'm
staring
not
at
referring to
Google while I'm
Forsaken.
waiting.
I'd love to get to play. I loved Forsaken. Forsaken
I'd
was
have
Descent
to-
made into an action game.
Oh, wow. That
Yeah,
sounds
it was much more
crazy.
stressed on an action game with multiplayer.
Good Lord. What did you spill, Tommy? A 55-gallon drum?
Wait, my tea. I'll be back.
Just don't fart on the mic.
It's a large, large tea. No. Ah. That's disgusting. I hope you clean up your mic after that.
My dinner could actually be here very soon.
Oh.
So if I step away for a moment, you have to forgive me. I have to step away so I can sign for the food.
Yeah. That sounds good. See, I don't
Don't
have a
you wanna know
pause
what I
button on my
ordered?
recorder. Yes, tell me what you ordered. I love Chinese food.
I ordered Chinese food.
Yes. What did you get?
All of it, or
All of it. Well, you said
It almost
$30,
felt
so
like
yeah.
all of it. I got some steamed dumplings. I got or
Ooh.
what people call pot stickers.
Oh yeah.
I got a quart of egg drop soup because my stomach's been bugging me a little bit,
Oh yeah,
and
that
some
helps.
pad thai.
Oh, great choices.
Pad thai.
all the way around. Can't fault any of those choices.
And then Saturday, I get the distinct pleasure of introducing Tim's fiance's oldest son, Zane.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
who Zane
yeah.
is?
Oh yeah.
To Indian food.
ooh, all right.
Ooh, he's gonna like that.
I'm the only person in this household that likes spicy food. Everybody else says nothing like that. They won't try anything that's now. I don't like hot. They can take you and I are the same on this one. I don't
Yes.
like hot. A tiny bit of heat that's it's acceptable. But you know what I'd say. What I tell people is that I like that sensation when I'm eating. That feels good. That degree of heat. But if I ever at any point I have to go, then we fail.
Yeah.
I like flavor. And spicy and hot are not the same thing. I don't care what anybody says. So I'm the only one, aside from Zane. Zane and I are the only one in this household of 8 people that like spicy food. So I'm going to take him Saturday for his first bout with Indian food.
That's gonna be amazing.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Did he
can
spill like the
imagine.
whole glass or something? Jeez.
I think he spilled the refrigerator work.
We have a huge picture of it in the fridge. He probably took the whole thing and
You
just
did.
poured it on the keyboard.
You had past tense.
Well, we're sorry, yeah, we had a large container of it. Yeah.
I think all you have left is a shot glass, maybe.
Probably. We just had that made today too. Like,
Well, you're probably going to have to make some more.
probably.
Yeah, I'm thinking that.
Such a waste.
For those listeners at home, Tommy is currently cleaning the table. He spilled something and said, "Oops, I spilled something."
And has been doing so for the past, what, 5-10 minutes?
Yeah, I know. We're just trying to fill up dead air here. We got dead air here, Tommy. Come on.
Sorry.
Yeah, come on. What happened, Tommy? Come on. Spill the tea.
Boo. All right, almost there.
Didn't you say that already?
My mouse up and it just hooked my tea and just dumped it everywhere. All right, let me get myself recombobulated here.
Yeah, just give him another 10 minutes. He'll get there
You're
eventually.
definitely discombobulated for sure. Oh man, he's whipping out that finger quick.
I deserve that anyway.
Hey, he walks away. Goodbye. Bye. We're
Bye. Bye. Goodbye.
going to take a moment to say that we've got a banner in the middle of our screen here that has everybody's address.
Toys. Toys. What? Don't look at me in that tone of voice. I'll play with my reusable bubble wrap if I damn well want to. Oh, by the way, Pagan Tech, I found the LED strip lighting for lighting up Mr. Mazinga.
Oh yeah. Okay,
And
good.
then later on, Optimus Prime's helmet.
Yes.
Or his head. That's not a helmet, that's his head.
Oh yeah, head. Helmet for you, head for him.
Yes, Prime, give me head.
Oh, Bob.
Yours will do nicely.
I think you're killing Jerry down here.
Well, it doesn't take much to amuse me, so.
That's good. Keeps your amusement budget low.
Damn, Tom, did you have to go grow the trees to dry the pulp to make the paper towels?
Shut it!
And in 5 minutes, he'll probably spill that whole other bottle of what
Oh,
he
there it
just
goes again.
grabbed.
He's going to clean again. Shit, here it goes.
No! All right.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Yeah, so I was going to pick my mouse up to show you the Razer logo, and it hooked my tea and just went all over my desk, all over my keyboard, all over the soundboard, all over everything, basically.
What was that?
So,
What was that noise that you
I mean, that noise?
made?
I think my Red Dragon keyboard's still in the garage if you want to use that, if that's necessary.
This one's fine. It got soaked. But that's why I've got the canned air out, because if you let it sit in there, it'll get all gummy and disgusting, and your shit won't work. So,
Yeah.
oh, there's more. Jesus, what a mess.
Was it like the whole glass or something?
Well, it was like half of this bottle here.
Oh, it's
Fine.
the Snapple tea. Okay.
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
half an apple bottle here. It's
I thought it was the iced tea that we had that we had just made earlier.
No, sorry. All right, I think I'm good. Plus, I don't like stuff to be sticky. It drives me crazy. I'll be right back. I gotta put a couple things away here.
Again.
Edit this out.
You can. I'm just going to hit play and let it all just dump out onto the internet.
Yeah, I mean that's fine too.
Oh.
All
Yeah,
right.
the cheesy poop.
Well, that was exciting. All right.
5 minutes later.
Feel better now?
Yeah. Yes. All right.
It
Had to
kills
do
me.
Had to do it.
You know what? I need to move this thing because you're right. I'll fucking do it again.
Told you I'd do it. I'll fucking do it again.
I will. You can't stop me.
Uh,
All right. You can't stop me from doing dumb shit. You should know that by now. Anyway. Okay. Well, I think we're back up and running here. So we
Hopefully.
were on headsets. I know we said that. Pagan Tech, what sort of headset are you using currently?
Oh, well, I'm seem to be very good at getting stuff from Green when he's absolutely sick of it and can't fight it anymore. This is a Steel Series Arctix 9X, but it's the Xbox version, and so it doesn't pair with Windows very easily and requires an additional dongle in order to even begin to work.
Oh, is it
And
wireless?
It is wireless, yeah.
Okay, I got you. Okay.
tucked
Oh,
in little microphone. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a really amazing sound, but I could definitely see why Green was just ready to throw it through a damn window because it was a
And I was
pain
about
to
to.
get paired. And when it loses its pairing, it takes almost an hour, hour and a half just to get it paired correctly.
Oh, dang.
But
Oh,
once it's
gee.
paired, it seems to be pretty stable. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's a chore.
I love
But
having
the
my
sound is
wired
amazing.
peripherals, but it takes up USB slots really quickly.
Yeah.
So I'm using, and I got this for Christmas from Patty K and Jerry Formal here. They are, I don't know the model, but they are JBLs. It's pretty much standard JBL
It's a
gaming.
really solid brand.
Yeah, it's got the
JBL is
the mic.
audio.
The mic is actually kind of cool because when you flip it up, it mutes itself automatically, and then you
Oh,
either
wow.
make a clicking noise. Yeah, you flip it down and it works, and then you flip it up. And now I'm not using the microphone. Obviously, I've just got it. I'm just using it as a regular headset, so I've just got it hooked up to the Rodecaster here. But I mean JBL's is a pretty good brand. And what are you doing with the cheesy poops over there, Hoser?
Shoving them in his
What?
face.
Anyhow, yeah. But anyway, they sound pretty good. But the thing I like about them is that they're comfortable because I don't like on the ear. I don't like on the ear headphones. I like them to be over the ear.
Yeah.
And earbuds I can take for a while, but not for like a professional type of a setting, so to speak. So these are really good though. I mean, I don't have the retractable mic, but it just folds up out of the way, and I don't even really have to worry about it. So so let me see. So headsets, microphones. This is just a Rode, what they call a podcast. The Rode Podcaster, yeah, and it just hooks directly into the Rodecaster Pro over here. I've just recently switched from a virtual mixer, all computer based, which was super confusing for me, to a like a mixing board slash. It's actually designed for podcasting, but it works really well in this situation for when I'm on the air with STN. It just works for all those things. It records.
Was that
directly
voice
to-
meter that you were using?
A voice meter, yes. I was using voice meter potato, actually, yes.
Yeah.
And it's decent software. I mean, there's really nothing wrong with it. I didn't run across any major bugs. But for my application, because I've got 2 or 3 microphones, I've got the I had the what's the you've got it now, Jerry. The
Stream Deck, the
thank you. Deck,
Elgato Stream Deck XL.
Yes, the Stream Deck XL. I just had all this stuff going on, and you guys know that on any given day, Windows is like, you know what? I'm not going to have this hooked up anymore, and I'm just going to reset everything back to normal. And it just had all kinds of crazy problems with it. So, this setup is way easier for me. It's way less confusing. And the sound quality is great because this other mic I have over here is an AKG, and I had it in plugged into a USB interface, so I could plug it in USB to the computer, and I never got the right sound of it out of it. I think it was either just the fact that it was an XLR mic going into an interface, or I don't know, but I never did get good sound of it. Now it sounds fantastic, so no complaints about that. And
It absolutely does.
yeah, so the Rodecaster, I can have up to 4 XLR cables plugged into it. I've got the computer plugged into it. That's how you guys are hearing me, and vice versa. There's another channel that you can actually use. The mini plugs, the 3.5 millimeter plugs. You can actually plug in your phone. You can plug in an old iPod. I've actually got my turntable plugged into it, and I can broadcast records, vinyl, over the air. And then the last channel, aside from all the
Alrighty then.
aside from the sound effects channel, there's the last one is Bluetooth. So if you have a Bluetooth device, you can pair it, and you can like I could make a phone call, and I could talk to them just like I'm talking to you guys, and you guys could hear them, and they could hear you, and you guys could have a conversation with whoever's on the phone as well. Or you could like use your phone to have background music playing. You could stream Spotify, I guess, or whatever from your phone right to it. So for my applications, this thing just makes my life so much easier and way less stress. I mean, I love this thing to death. And that's, I mean, I went through several iterations. Like I said, I went through the toner mic that Jerry Formal is using now. And I think this is, I think I've reached my final form until I find something that I think is cooler. But anyway, you know how that works. But no, I love this setup that I have now. I think it's gonna keep me going for a long while. I don't think I need really to upgrade it anymore. Cool. So do you guys have any upgrades planned for the future? I know somebody said something about maybe upgrading the camera or something, but what do you guys have planned for the future as far as your rigs?
Video card.
A new car.
Video card.
Oh, video card. Oh, well, yes, of course, a video card. Yeah, for sure. Oh, once we, they ever hit the market and you can actually buy one that doesn't cost you $1 million.
Yeah, no doubt, right?
I'm actually planning to upgrade to the Stream Deck XL like Jerry's got. I've got the 15 button version right now, and I really like it. But it's capable. I spent about a couple hours, about 2 hours the other day, watching all kinds of tutorials about it.
Yeah,
and it does so much more than I had really realized.
It's really powerful.
Got so many integrations as well.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I really enjoy it. I'm trying to get the hang of. I wish I could get the voice changer to work through Discord, but
Alas, I cannot.
so
No,
I have
it does. It works fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's working. Yeah, they have voice mod integrations.
Did it just do the voice changer?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You and I programmed it the other night for that.
Right. Okay. I've really been waiting to hear a reaction from one of you three to let me know you could hear it. And nobody said anything.
Oh, well,
Okay.
I mean, it just sounded like you being goofy, so it was not anything out of the ordinary. It's like,
But you guys can't hear
there
like
goes
the
Green
sound
being goofy
effects.
again.
What?
Yeah, it's sound
No,
sound
But you
effects are
can't hear
kind
like
of.
the oh my or any of that.
no.
Okay.
Somewhere else.
9 till 4.
Blah.
That was a SpongeBob sound clip. Not the fart, of course, but anyway. Well, cool. So yeah, like I said, I mean, the only thing that I did get a cheapy ring light, which is what I've got going up here above my TV, shining down. So the lighting should be marginally better than it usually is.
It does look good.
Yeah, I mean, it's it was a cheapie I found on Amazon, I think. Well, yes, you had something to say.
I actually do have something I'm going to talk about. Mention.
Okay.
I'm going to talk about mention. Pagan Tech and I were talking about this the other day.
Mm-hmm. I think
Um,
Bacon is frozen up, or he is actually. Oh, there he is. Okay,
There it is.
go ahead.
Huh? What?
You were frozen there for a second.
Well, yeah.
At the end of this month, I'm getting the new the beard dye done,
Oh, right. Yeah.
and it's
Ah.
called Electric Lizard.
Ooh.
It is really, and it's about this shade of green.
Mm.
Ooh.
So I'm going to be the whole beard should be like that. So I'm going to be taking the I'm going to be cleaning the hat, but the beard will be about this shade right here,
Oh, cool.
and black light sensitive.
No way. Oh, that's
Oh.
some. You got to
So
get.
I'm going to be getting that. What's in
I
his
brought
hand?
it.
Ah, cool.
Let's see if I can get
Oh,
this
is that a
to
little black light?
Oh.
Yes.
5 Islanders in the box, 4 Penguins.
What? Damn it.
What?
What? Jesus. Oh my God! So the Penguins are in a playoff series right now. Hockey. I know you guys couldn't care less about hockey, but
I don't
they
mind hockey.
yeah
Nice eye candy.
yeah, I guess it would be. 3 or 4 of the Penguins, like superstar players, apparently there was a large brawl between the two sides, and which has been brewing for a couple games now. So apparently it all came to a head a few minutes ago. But anyhow,
I need to catch a replay of that then.
yeah, no kidding. I'm gonna have to look that up on YouTube. So
Peggy
yeah,
Tech Bros again. Doo-dah, doo-dah.
dude, I say he's either doing it intentionally or he's having connectivity issues.
It was intentional.
Okay. The light
Actually, I was
engineer-
going to get a thing. I had walked away, and I didn't want it just to be dead air, so I wanted to
gotcha.
give my face. So this, see this right here?
What?
This is
Is that a teacup?
no.
Short and stout. Like Tommy.
What?
You're gonna kill me! Oh shit! This is Vaseline glass.
Vaseline glass. Interesting. Okay.
Vaseline glass is glass that is doped with uranium dioxide.
Okay.
Oh, guys, I'll be right back. Food's here. I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right.
Well, we're going to wait until he gets back because he has to see this. Now this
Okay.
fucking hell
Oh, I've broken it.
run over my toe.
Oh. All right. I'm gonna. This is a good place for like a 2-minute break because I gotta see what's going on in the hockey game. I'll be right back.
That sounds good. I'm going to
I'm
pause
gonna-
my
I'm
camera.
gonna see what's going on as well. Actually, I'll be back in a minute. Oh, dude. You will, because I mean, everybody just kept kind of like.
George, you got to show me how to do that.
I could do it through my XSplit VCam that you see the logo that's up here at the top.
Yeah.
That's the application that I use that also takes out my background.
Okay.
As soon as the other two come back, the other two idiots.
No, they're the fools.
No.
I'm the idiot.
No, he's a nincompoop. That's right.
Right. Oh,
Come on, nincompoop. Let's do this. I think he forgot that his microphone is on auto sensing. So we're picking up random sound from the house.
all of a sudden we hear, "Get out." Man.
There's one of
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay.
And Jerry's on his way. So we were
Hurry
catching
up, Jerry.
catching up on the hockey game there. What were we about to discuss, or what were? Oh, yes. So, there's Jerry, and he's sitting down.
Okay. Right.
And boom, headset. Okay, so lay it on us.
Okay. This is Vaseline glass, like I said, and it is doped with uranium dioxide. I have another piece right here. This particular Vaseline glass style is called Candlewick with the little nubblies on it. It's got balls. So, I had to go there, right?
Yeah. Well,
So this is a USB blacklight, and
Okay.
it goes into USB-C, and it is one of the brightest black lights that I've ever seen. It is LED,
okay.
and because it's LED, they can actually design it around a specific frequency instead of like a flashlight or the incandescent bulbs.
Yeah.
They just have a coating that does ultraviolet or just filters out all the rest of the light except ultraviolet. This is only ultraviolet. It is not comfortable to look at when you're in the same room. Through the camera, you will see that it's light. You won't get the ultraviolet frequencies, so it won't destroy your eyes. But it is not very pleasant to be in. I'm sure you've been in a room with all black light and come away with a headache. Yeah, that's the same concept. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
We're going to plug this in, and I'm going to show you what black light does to Vaseline glass.
All right.
Oh,
Oh, Jesus.
well, don't look directly at it.
Whoa. That is crazy. It's just
Oh.
it's just like
Oh,
like the middle of the day. That's awesome. Now, is it called Vaseline glass because of the color?
Yes, and it also has, for some reason, it has kind of an oily feel to it. It's
Mm.
really weird, and I'm not sure if that's the way that the glass is made. Vaseline glass, well, they've found instances of this same coloring being used in glass all the way back to like 70 AD. Hi, Patty. Hi.
Hi, Patty.
Hi. So, they found instances because as a coloring agent, it's a very strong color. And so they found instances of it all the way back then. It wasn't until I'd say the 1700s and the 1800s where it really became popular in decorative glass and in using glass, because they actually had plate layouts and punch bowls and all kinds of stuff that they make this stuff out of. And during the Depression, they started lessening the amount and changed the formula a little bit, and it became green. Well, the green glass still, it's called depression glass. It's not Vaseline, but it is doped with uranium dioxide at a lesser extent. It is still reactive. So you could use black light and you can see, oh yeah, it's reactive. This is collectors. So we are.
I'm gonna have to
collectors.
because you see those out in like Goodwill and like charity shops on occasion, right?
Yes, we get them at say Goodwill. Rarely at Goodwill. Most of the time we get it at estate sales, where
Oh, right.
the old people have died and they left, and the kids usually get, oh, Ma had glass, I'm just going to sell it. They don't know what they have. Antique stores sometimes will have some go through. That's where this little tag is on. It says it came from an antique store in Savannah. My collection, Christie's collection, we probably have 45, 50 pieces.
Oh, wow.
Ma has 200 plus in the one cabinet, and I would say 70 or 80 duplicates that are put away, plus probably 100, 150 throughout the house.
Dang. Wow.
So I can I'll post the link in the Discord of a video that I shot of that.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. So I guess she's been collecting for a while then, if she's picked up all those pieces over the years.
Yep.
Holy cow, that's awesome. I've
And
heard
Chris
glass.
and
I've heard
my
Vaseline.
what's that?
See, I've heard of depression glass. I've never heard it called Vaseline glass.
Yeah, depression glass is a subset of Vaseline glass. You
Oh, I see.
collect it and still collect it and say that it's depression glass. You have to clarify that it's depression glass because it doesn't have that yellow color. It's
Gotcha.
very green. However, there is a lot of garbage green glass that's just green glass. You have to test it with a UV light, and it has to react.
Guess the Penguins just scored again.
I heard it from up here.
Wow.
Yeah, well, it's the playoffs, so that's
Yeah.
cool, dude. So, so you guys have started your own collection of that stuff too. That's awesome.
And my absolutely not morbid ma said that when I croak and kick the bucket, I'm going to give it all to your wife. Okay, thanks, ma. I appreciate your loveliness there.
So now let me ask you this: where did you find that cool little USB-C blacklight?
Yeah. The strangest thing, this came with my glass kit that I put on my S20 on my Samsung. Well, the tempered glass that you put on, it's got the gel that you drop the gel on. That's a USB light that cures it.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Oh,
I ended up with like 3 or 4 of them, and Christy's got one for her purse, and she's got a cable and a USB battery that we'll carry around with us and go.
Oh, so you can check on the fly when you're looking.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. All right, that's a cool
And then
idea.
this is my spare that I had at work, but I've got another one that's up here that I'm going to replace this spare one at work because this is much brighter, and this is going to green.
Okay, cool. So his beard can light up.
Yep.
When he gets when you
It's gonna be so cool.
job done there.
It's either going to be right at the end of the month. The stylist who takes care of my beard for me, a gentleman named Don Murphy. Dude used to be a field agent for Redken. Knows his business back and forth. He's very cool. If you know what Redken is.
Yeah.
Okay. We are going to try to do. I'm trying to start doing Fresh Diet at the beginning of the month. It makes it much easier to keep track of when was the last time I did it.
Right.
We are going to try and do it on the last day of this month, and then if we can't make it for whatever reason, we'll do it. No, I take that back. He's going to be busy. We are going to do it on the 6th or 7th. It'll be the first Friday, I think, of the month.
Of
Or
June.
the first Monday. Yeah, of June.
Cool. Well, I can't wait to see it on camera because if it's gonna be as cool and glowy as I'm expecting, that's gonna be awesome. So I'm just sort of just trying to fill some time here since I wasted a bunch of time spilling my shit and cleaning my shit and watching hockey, and it's been one of those days. So
That's
you're
disgusting.
your video game collection, going through cataloging with the boxes behind you there, is that just something you're doing in your spare time? Just let me get to those and let me go through some more. And I mean, what do you what is your, I guess the question is, what is your end game with cataloging and all that stuff, just so you know what you've got?
Yeah, pretty much. I am the other night when I went through okay. Here's the thing between me and actually no, Tim was watching a show downstairs just a little right before we came up, or I came up here and we started all this. And he was watching a special about people who collect. And the gentleman they were talking with at the time made a very, very profound point. And he said that as humans, we collect things. Duh.
Yeah.
But people who collect, when they have a specific collection, whether it be shoes or Star Wars figures, video games, he was specifically going into Star Wars figures. But I said, these things are a reflection of who we are. The things that interest us and that we collect show sides of ourselves. So Tuesday night or Wednesday night, when I was going through my Atari collection, and I would pick it up and hold up the cartridge to the camera and say, "Hey, look! Oh, I remember when I got this, and I played it for blah blah blah, and so on and so forth." And really hit me just how profound and how strong of a memory I have with these, like with every game in my collection.
Mhm.
I can almost state what was going on that day. I didn't realize I would have it quite that strong until I started doing it. I knew that I'm very particular about the things I collect. Like I don't collect just like Sega Saturn. I just picked up three Sega Saturn games that I used to have, but have since disappeared. And when I picked them up today, as a matter of fact, at Dead Media Collectibles.
Oh yeah.
And when I saw them, I had a flashback to when I got those games. And so the other night, it was like walking down memory lane. It was like looking at a photo album.
Yeah.
Because each one of these things, I have an association with it so strong. I have a memory of that day and what was going. Like one of my favorite memories is back in the 80s. I loved Pac-Man. I was a Pac-Man whore. I actually had a Pac-Man T-shirt that one of my friends at work or at school made as a part of his business class.
Oh, that's cool.
They actually learned how to do silk screening and had to market their own business. And I bought one of my first T-shirts from him, and it was a Pac-Man shirt. Well, I really wanted it, and I knew it was expensive, and Mom knew it was expensive, and I just was like, well, I'll get it someday. And like the next day, I got home from school, and Mom had gone in and made my bed and cleaned up my room, which I fucking hated that. But I was fortunate. I didn't have a mom that snooped. The bed was made perfectly, and right in the middle of it was the Pac-Man box.
And
She
that
bought it for me.
for the 2600.
Yes.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
And even with its blinking ghosts and crappy sound effects and god-awful maze, I squealed like a little girl, and oh my God, I was so happy. Homework? What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
So I got it and opened it up, and by the time when Mom got home, I was in the middle of the living room, and I had it up on the screen just playing it. Now, I had a video game mom and a rock mom. And I was playing, she didn't say a word. She just came, we had a sunken living room. She went down the steps and just stood behind me watching me play this thing on our living room television for like a good 10 minutes.
Awesome.
And just was totally caught up in it. And it was a very strong memory for me.
Yeah.
And I find that I have so many memories around almost all of my game collection. And it was a wonderful feeling. And the point of all this was my collections are not collections just to have that collection.
Right.
I very specifically collect things or parts of a collection that are significant for me.
Yeah.
So I want to kind of take stock of my memories.
Mm-hmm.
I know it sounds a bit like an esoteric take on it.
Yeah.
But that's what I want to do.
Well, up until we moved into this place, I've had various collections of things over the years, but it was always a matter of I don't want to get too many of X thing because I'm just going to have to move all that stuff, right? So now that we're here and we're permanent,
For the time
you know,
being.
well, Mom and I are. Like my CD collection is growing by leaps and bounds, mainly due to the radio station, or due a large part to the radio station. But the point is, I can put that stuff up and have it and get to it and listen to it, and I don't have to. In theory, I won't have to move all that stuff anymore. Same way with the records, and books. I've got a whole, shelf full of books out there. It's just same thing. Some CD, some albums, I've got I don't want to say, sentimental attachment to, I guess. But a lot of it is just stuff that I've collected just because I like the group or I like a song on the record or the CD or whatever. But, collecting is, you're right. Humans collect things. Pagan Tech, have you fallen asleep or? Okay. You were just kind of staring off into space there. Want to make sure
Yeah.
you're still with us. All
I'm
right.
still
Well,
here. It wasn't paused though.
what's that?
I wasn't paused though.
Oh, you weren't. Okay. He was just deep in thought, eh?
I
All
was
right.
deep in
Well,
thought.
He was tricking you, eh?
yeah, he was tricking me. I think that might wrap it up for this week. It's been kind of a weird week with me spilling stuff and taking 2 breaks and, hockey fights and all kinds of fun stuff and food. Not that that's unusual for this show, but anyway, let's go
true.
around. Let's go around one more time, do our plugs, and then we will say our goodbyes for this week. So, Pagan Tech, you don't have a mouthful of egg drop soup. Why don't you go first?
You're right. I don't. You can always find me here on twitch.tv/Pagantech, and I stream whenever I can. One of my current fights now is my video card, so sometimes I feel like streaming, sometimes I want to stream, but I know that the game that I'm playing is probably going to crash, so I will not stream so that people won't see me table flip.
Rage quit.
Rage quit. Fine. Click.
Jerry, probably nothing to plug? No? All right.
sir.
We'll see you next week then, I guess.
Yep.
Okay.
Hopefully, yeah.
Everybody pay attention to the there we go, to the banner in the middle of the screen there.
In the middle, yeah. That's
well.
in the middle.
Green Bear?
I think the Green Bear, twitch.tv/the Green Bear. I generally do just chatting streams. Warframe and City of Heroes are my jam. I do play other games, but those are my 2 big things. And at this point, I'll shut up because I think I'm starting to bore Mr. Kylo Ren in the background. It looks like he's about to pass out.
I was trying to stare off into space. Don't mind me.
So as for me, stnradio.com, STN Radio. Log on there and you can click through to Pagan Tech's Twitch stream or Green Bear's Twitch stream. You can obviously listen to STN Radio. We've got all of our ad sharing partners listed on there. There's an FAQ there. We are going to start selling merch here in the next couple of days. It's going to be 2 stickers, a button, and a business card. We just throw the business card in there. 2 stickers and a button.
Microphone.
And yeah, really, for $3. So
I'm sorry. What was that noise again?
that noise right there. Oh, anyway, SDNradio.com. Go there. Anyway, thanks to all the hoseheads, the fools, the nincompoops, the ne'er-do-wells, for obviously for listening to us, but for also participating in the madness this week. I will sign off at this point, and thank you to all of my listeners and to all of Pagan Tech's viewers for sticking around for this entire debacle. And I will hand it over to Pagan Tech.
Thank you, Tommy. And thanks, everybody, for sticking around for the Roundtable of Fools. These idiots and nincompoops have wasted enough of your time tonight. We're headed off to the sunset. Have a great rest of your day.